Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This time finally with a watercolor piece. You know that watercolor piece I promised like a long time ago that I would do and I never did? Yeah, I'm finally doing it. But seriously, I feel like all I do in this channel is promise stuff and never do it. But that will change today. So this watercolor piece I wanted to film my process with watercolor for the longest time because what I want to do, at least to start my channel right now, is to show off how my process with all my art supplies is, because I own a lot of art supplies and I feel like a lot of people ask me how do I do this with that, how do I do that with that, and having videos just explaining everything is much easier. I can just direct people there instead of just confusing them by trying to explain, because I don't know how to explain stuff. About this piece, I didn't really like it very well. I feel like it's not very good, especially the pose. I don't know what I was thinking, or maybe it's the position, like the way I was sketching. Probably I had my paper tilted a little bit, so that's why it turned out the way it did. I feel like his face is weird and I can't really tell what is weird about it. Maybe it's too inside, I don't know, it feels weird. I don't like it. But well, if I have to post only the stuff that I like in this channel, then I will never post. So yeah, I'll post it anyways. Anyways, enough yapping. Who am I drawing? Today I decided to paint Jinshi from the anime The Apothecary Diaries, because season 2 just ended and I am so obsessed with that anime. It's crazy. I am very religious in terms of being anime only. I never like read a manga or a novels or anything like that, because I feel like those add stuff to the story that kind of ruins the anime in a certain way, because the anime is not better than the manga, I am aware, but if I started consuming the media from the anime, then it doesn't really make sense for me to go back to the manga, because that's just gonna make me hate the anime. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, I am obsessed with it and I will have to wait, and I am not very happy with that. So in order to cope, I'm just gonna draw Jinshi, and yeah. Okay, I am a yapper, I know, but as for my process, finally I need to talk about my process. Okay, I like to start with a very light sketch. That sketch is done with a 2H or 4H. Yes, I am one of those artists that have a billion art supplies and will only draw with just specific stuff, because those will allow me to erase. In watercolor paper, you don't want to be erasing too much. You don't want to be using a lot of force erasing, because that can damage the sizing, which will affect the final result of your illustration. So I like to start light, and then I'll go over my lines with a darker pencil, like when I'm very confident in my lines and I know what I'm doing. After that, I'll just jump right into applying colors. The trick here is always to apply very watered down versions of your colors, and then wait it until it dries, and then apply another version until you're satisfied with the right color, or you will become disappointed. That is a lesson you learn very early in your watercolor journey, and it sticks with you. So work very slowly, be patient, let things dry properly, don't rush it, and you'll get there eventually. Anyways, earlier I was showing you guys all those colors in my palette, and those are the colors that I'm going to use for Jinshi's hair. The only part of this drawing that I care about, it's the hair, of course. So as you can see, I will use a range of colors. Usually when I'm planning colors for something, like for example, Jinshi's hair is purple, so I will add 2 colors that are just right next to that color in the color wheel, and then 2 colors that are directly opposite to it. I think the name of that color palette is quaternary color palette, I don't know. I'll put somewhere here in the video if I can find it. But like here, for example, I use purple, blue, green, red, and yellow, because those colors are like kind of opposite to each other. They will theoretically look good. And another trick to like make this work, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with this kind of color palettes. They just draw all these colors and then it looks like a mess. Is knowing the contrast, like the rate in which you will apply each color. Not all of the colors here can be the start. That means that you cannot apply them all in super saturated form. Some colors will have to be super watered down, some colors will have to be desaturated, some colors will have to be sacrificed, but you have to choose one that is going to be the start. In this case, of course, it's the purple because it's the real color of his hair, and all the other colors need to kind of be there just to enhance that effect and not really to compete with it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. You see me here applying these lines, and the thing with watercolor is that I like to do is kind of just go, as I mentioned before, I like going increasingly darker, start light and then go darker and darker. And the thing with these lines is something that I started doing, and there's no really method to the chaos. I don't know if I can say that, but like I'm basically just tracing the previous lines left by my previous layers and making them a little bit more apparent. Like when I see something that looks interesting, I like to enhance it, to kind of highlight it, just so people pay more attention to it. And when I see something that I don't like, I just kind of push it back by applying darker lines in places that are farther away from that place, just so people don't pay attention to it. This is what I mean with contrast. And I feel like I don't know how to explain a lot of things, but like, yeah, it's basically that. I don't know how to explain it really, but yeah, just apply darker lines, kind of following the flow of the hair and making pretty places of the hair look even prettier and more apparent, and making like uglier places not be that pretty. It's something that I feel like it's more like you learn while doing it and not while someone is explaining type of deal. Right here you see me adding these flowers because I realized that Jinshi was kind of super alone in that page. I regret doing the flowers. I feel like if I had done like kind of greenish type of background would be better, because it would complement his hair a little bit better than just having purple flowers. And that added to the fact that I actually didn't plan these flowers, not even use the reference, so they all look like cauliflowers. They were supposed to be peonies, by the way. if you were struggling to guess what they were, they were supposed to be peonies, but yeah, they look a little bit they could be better. Here I realized that some of my colors kind of got lost along the way, so right now I'm just adding a little bit of those colors back with color pencils, which are a little bit stronger than watercolors. And the thing that I like to do is adding blue to the shadows. This is something I feel like it's a meme for me. I always, whenever someone asks me for advice, like beginners ask me for advice, that's the advice I'm gonna give them. Add blue to your shadows. And right next to the blue, add an orange rim to it. It looks so good. It looks so much better. Trust me, just do it. And of course, I'm pulling out my gel pens and doing all the highlighters, all the finishing touches, the little stars that I love so much and I could not live without. So yeah. And finally, my favorite step, the tape peel. Oh my god. I'm gonna shut up and let you guys listen to this because it's so perfect. And this is it, my Jinshi piece. What do you guys think? I didn't like it. But anyways, if you saw something you like, please don't forget to leave a like, maybe even subscribe, wink wink. And yeah, this was it. See you on my next video. Bye!